Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here to historic Roosevelt Field, where the NASD TV station is proud to present today's Suburban 1 Liberty Division football contest between the undefeated Norristown Eagles and the Panthers from Cheltenham High School. Hi everyone, I'm Tom McGee, along with today's partner in broadcast would be Bill Michaels. I'm proud to introduce Bill Michaels to the Norristown community as my successor to the Norristown basketball program. And Bill comes from Farrell High School in Western Pennsylvania, and he's going to be the more experienced broadcaster today regarding football because of his extensive football background. So we're very fortunate to have Bill with us, not only for this broadcast, but for the Norristown Area School District and certainly the basketball program. Bill?
Thanks, Tom. I'm extremely happy to be part of the Norristown program now and hope to carry on the tradition that's been set by you and the others before you also. I'm also happy to be here today at this, what's shaping up to be an outstanding day on a Thursday afternoon here at Roosevelt Field.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that, Bill. Very few times, except maybe with the exception of Thanksgiving, do you see high school teams play on a Thursday afternoon with only a couple days of preparation time. However, you're seeing that being widespread throughout District 1 and probably across the nation as a result of the nearing of the Jewish holiday. What is your impression as a football analyst in this case, Bill, and how difficult will it be for a team to turn around after maybe only a couple days from a Saturday game right back here till Thursday afternoon?
Well, on the downside of that, you know, we know having to prepare for games, it doesn't give you much time to go over offenses and defense with your kids. However, it is the same for both teams. So, you know, more than likely, I don't see or anticipate anything out of the ordinary that you would see on just a normal Friday game.
No, in my experiences of high school football, for the most part, teams don't really start hitting till Wednesday or Thursday, and I think these kids will be up sky high for today's game because no matter how much you try to motivate, kids would much rather be playing than practicing.
Absolutely. Once that ball is kicked off Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday afternoon, it's not going to matter. The kids are going to play real hard, and both teams will try to come out and compete to win.
Now, Norristown, I think, has to be on the close guard this afternoon simply because they're playing a team that's winless. Actually, opposite records, Norristown coming in at 4-0, 2-0 in the Liberty Division. Cheltenham, the complete opposite. They have not tasted success this year, and I think it'll be important for Norristown to get off to a fast start and put some doubt immediately in the minds of the Cheltenham Panthers.
Yeah, absolutely. You and I both know that it's very difficult sometimes to motivate your kids to rise to the occasion when you're playing somebody with an 0-4 record. But certainly Coach Grove, being the veteran that he is, has his team prepared to play and play hard and play to win. So, you know, I anticipate a lot of good things today. Well,
ladies and gentlemen, shortly we'll be back for today's kickoff on the NASD TV station and right here from Roosevelt Field. And these empty bleachers, hopefully, upon early dismissal today, will get some students in here cheering on for the Eagles. Here we are back at Roosevelt Field on a gorgeous Thursday afternoon. The Norristown Eagles have won the toss. They will be receiving Cheltenham, defending the west goalpost, will be kicking off. Kicking off for Cheltenham will be, it looks like number 46, their place kicker, Matt Littman. Deep to receive for Norristown, number 4, Ricky Prate, along with 22, speedster James Jacobs.
Kicker Matt Littman will be kicking with the wind in his favor.
Boy, it'd be nice if Jacobs could run one back like he did last week, right, Bill?
Yeah, absolutely. Tremendous speed he has.
He's the one that really turned the tide last week for Norristown in their big win over Quakertown. Here's the kick. Looks like it's going to be fielded by Jacobs about the 8-yard line. Up across the 10 to the 20. Spins out of one tackle, but is brought down by number 44 for the Panthers. No, Eagles will take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Number 21.
Bill, he wasn't too far from breaking that one.
No, absolutely. He is a very elusive back, and I expect us to see a lot more of that later on in this game.
Number 3, Inford quarterback for the Norristown Eagles, one of the top athletes in Suburban 1, Jamal Alford. He's over center. Eagles in a power I formation. It's going to be a pitch back to number 1, Hakeem Jones. Over left side, and he looks like he might go. He needs one block or a cutback. Good defensive play that prevents a touchdown, a game-saving tackle.
Number 26 on the tackle of Hakeem Jones.
That was a cornerback, Kyle Douglas, on the stop to save a Norristown touchdown here early in the first period of action.
Well, I tell you what, Tom, the tight end for Norristown, number 11, Dana Smith, made a heck of an effort to try to free Hakeem up there to break it the whole way, just unable to do so.
It was a great effort now. Norristown wanted to get off to a good start today to put some doubt in Cheltenham, add to the doubt they may already have. There's Lou Samba, straight up the middle, brought down by the center of the Panther defense. Pickup maybe of about 3 yards on the play, maybe 4. It's going to bring up a second and long 6.
Tom, I tell you, really get to see the strength of Lou Samba on that run right there. He's just a physical running back.
His legs never stop moving, do they, Billy? All right, Norristown coming out, 2nd and 6. Jamal Alford over the ball. Backs are split in the backfield. Drill wide out. Jamal on the keeper. Nice defensive play to keep Alford in the backfield. Might have picked up, just about at 1 yard. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 5 for Norristown.
And that was a great defensive play by Cheltenham because, Tom, I'll tell you what, having a quarterback like Jamal Alford is such a threat and has to give defensives a lot of headaches.
Absolutely, because he can also throw the ball, and with Terrell and Prate, Norristown's receivers, they could freeze the defensive secondary and make Jamal Alford even that much more explosive. Here we are, 3rd down and 5, a key 3rd down early in the game. Alford straight back, and his pass is complete for a 1st down to number 88, All-State sprinter Ernie Terrell.
Well, we've seen that combination a number of times. We had an opportunity to watch it last week, and Jamal Alford and Ernie just have been connecting very well all year long.
Again, I like that play call by Coach Grove. He went right option the play before that. This time he came back and almost like a drag pattern type reception by Terrell. Just stopped, and Jamal Alford delivered the ball perfectly. 1st down in Norristown. Looks like goal to go. Handoff, Hakeem Jones over right tackle, left tackle, in for the touchdown. Well, Billy, that's the fast start that the Eagles wanted.
Absolutely. Couldn't get off to a better start.
I mean, they moved the ball there from their 29-yard line, 71 yards in probably maybe 6 plays. I don't know, have the exact statistics.
8-yard run for Jones.
4 plays. Make that 4 plays.
I tell you, got to give a lot of credit to Norristown's offensive line. These backs are moving in there with a lot of ease, moving through those gaps.
Junior Jordan Fazzari will be attempting the point after attempt. Kick goes up, and it's good. Perfect. So with. Well, most of the first quarter to play. Right now, Norristown is taking a 7-0 lead.
9:41 still remaining on the clock.
Well, Bill, if you're Cheltenham now, you could see that they're playing majority of their players both ways. They heard about the vaunted Norristown offense, and they came out and they saw got a first-hand experience of what it can do. What would their mental state be at this time?
Well, it's discouraging, Tom. You know that Norristown has an explosive offense, but you hope that you can come out and tame it or calm it a little bit, but Cheltenham was not able to do that this first series. So they'll have to try to regroup here on offense and possibly put some points on the board themselves.
I agree 100%. Now, they have a veteran coach in Coach Joe Groh, and I'm sure he's going to try to keep their confidence level up. Seems to be a little bit of a delay here prior to Norristown's kickoff, so I'll take this time to introduce today's game officials. The referees, Mr. N.J. Cogliotti, the umpire, Rich Campbell, the head linesman, Mr. Bill Sophos, the line judge, Steve Cave, and the back judge, Mr. Dan O'Connell. Fazzari will be kicking off for Norristown. It looks like deep to receive for the Panthers will be
Frank Ellensworth.
Jesse Patterson, number 24, and Frank Ellensworth, number 5, their quarterback. It's a little dangerous having your quarterback back in kick formation.
Absolutely.
There's a squib kick by Fazzari, picked up by number 10 for the Panthers, across the 40-yard line to the 43. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Cheltenham at their own 43-yard line. Perhaps Norristown was a little fearful of a run back there, and they have enough confidence in their outstanding defense that they don't want to prevent, or they certainly want to prevent any special team points. Bill, you spoke to Coach Grove before the game. You say basically they're a power eye, pro set type of team.
Yeah, power eye, pro set.
Here's a straight handoff and a lot of running room for number 24. An outstanding run by number 24, Jesse Patterson. Coach Grove, and speaking to Coach Grove earlier in the day, he had a lot of respect for the many things that this Cheltenham offense could do, and he certainly was, he noted number 24, Jesse Patterson, as someone that he had fear of.
Yeah, now that's just the kind of play that Cheltenham needed to gain a little confidence and get themselves moving in the right direction.
Okay, first down on the very first play, similar to what Norristown did, not quite as long. There's a play they were running a lot before the game. Well, that time there was a keeper, Frank Ellensworth.
Kevin Singleton, number 5.
No gain on the play. Let's call it a 2nd and 10.
That was number 77, Kirk Berry, one of the captains for this Norristown team, and just a solid defensive player.
I was impressed with Kirk last week, not only defensively but offensively in that critical drive against Quakertown. Kirk provided some outstanding lead blocks to free Jacobs on that drive, and then the ensuing drive where Hakeem was very instrumental in providing the spark. Ellensworth pass intended for number 26, Kyle Douglas, goes incomplete, defended on the play by number 1. That's Hakeem Jones.
Now that's going to bring up a long 3rd down for Cheltenham, Tom.
Yeah, it appears to be a passing situation now. I think you'll see the Norristown defense in an all-out blitz. Of course, you're the football expert, Billy. You'll have to tell me if it's a stunt, a blitz, or a straight rush. Power eye set. Here comes an inside handoff to the flanker back. That was number 26, if I'm not mistaken, Kyle Douglas. Kyle Douglas on the carry. Short, it's going to bring up a 4th down and 6 now for Cheltenham. They're not really in 4th down territory. Do you think here, Billy?
No, I don't think so. I think right now, early on, it's going to be a game of field position, and Cheltenham's just going to be happy to punt this ball away and hopefully back Norristown up a little bit.
Kyle Douglas will be in punt formation with the wind at his back. He can't put too much leg in it or it'll go out of the end zone. Ricky Prate fields the ball at the 10. A nice cutback, and Prate takes the ball across the 30. There is a penalty flag, Billy, on the play, however, about midfield.
Ryan Overturf.
Let's see what this penalty is.
Flag on the field.
I see the official counting bodies on the Cheltenham side. Could it be too many men on the field?
It possibly could be. Tom, I tell you, on that play, there was a block from number two, Tyrone Traherne, that was just unbelievable. In the business, we call that block a pancake, and he drove the Cheltenham defender all the way out and onto the sideline and on his back. That was just a great effort.
All right, looks like the penalty is going to go against Cheltenham. Too many men? All right, it's too many men on the field on the kickoff for Cheltenham. That was the initial indication that I detected when I saw the officials counting Cheltenham bodies prior to them running off the field. I don't know what the hesitation is. I didn't see
At the 30-yard line.
I didn't see any penalty assessed or yardage-wise, so maybe Norristown turned down. They declined the penalty, and will take over 1st and 10 at their own 30. Alfred pitches back to Lou Samba. He cuts back. His legs are still driving. Boy, what effort he gives on every single play of the football game. Takes it up to about the 34. A gain of 4.
Absolutely. Just a fierce competitor, Lou Samba.
Pickup of about 5.
Chris Grunwald, number 31, another one of the two-way players for Cheltenham and on the tackle. And as the game progresses, the number of two-way players could be a fatigue factor playing into the Eagles' favor. Second and 6, Alfred, again, backs in the I formation. Handoff, straight up the middle. I believe that's number 1, Hakeem Jones. Good interior defensive play by the Panthers.
Yeah, that was number 88, Mike Stewart, in on that play for Cheltenham.
Carry, picks up about a yard. 3rd and 4.
It's going to be an interesting call here. Norristown has the wide side of the field for a possible option, a pitch, a pass, or they're very impressive in Alfred's last pass to Terrell, basically straight drop back.
Whatever the case, I would definitely look for Jamal Alford to be involved with this play.
Well, he better be, because he's taking the snap, Billy. There's the rollout, and that looks like a good catch over on the right sideline by number 88, Ernie Terrell. Another big connection offered to Terrell. And it's good to see Jamal, Coach, getting off to a fast start here.
Absolutely. That can do nothing but build his confidence.
If you weren't here earlier, I'm called my broadcast partner or telecast partner, Coach. I'm Tom McGee, former Norristown basketball coach, and sitting next to me is my successor, Billy Michaels. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, Billy has a pretty astute background in football always, so he's going to be a big help in this telecast. 1st and 10 for Norristown, ball at the 49-yard line of the Eagles. Straight handoff over left tackle, number 1, Hakeem Jones. Stays on his feet, showing good balance before he's brought down by number 24 for Cheltenham. That's Jesse Patterson for the Panthers' defensive stop.
Outstanding balance is right. You saw Hakeem put his left hand down on the ground to help himself out. And those are drills that I'm sure Coach Grove focuses on day to day when the running backs go through their normal practices.
It seems to me it's always been the case of Norristown running backs that every time they touch the ball, their goal is to get to the end zone. Whether it's a 1-yard run or a 99-yard run, they have a mentality of wanting to get to the end zone.
Jacobs on the carry. He picks up the 1st down yard.
James Jacobs, what I think was the hero of last week's win over Quakertown, a big gain over left tackle. And he's just one of many weapons at Norristown that at any given time they could break one.
And just like you said, Tom, there is just an urgency with those Norristown running backs when they carry the football.
And they're a fun team to watch. They always have been a fun team to watch. Ricky Prate in motion. Direct handoff again to number 22, Jacobs. Stopped outside the Quakertown 30, about the 31.
You know, right now, Tom, even the plays that aren't going for much are still good gains for Norristown. That's a 3-yard gain, and of course, with 4 downs in the football game, you're having 1st downs every series.
Exactly, but you know what? I get the feeling, Bill, that that's not good enough for these backs. They want more than 3 or 4 yards.
Absolutely.
All right, here comes a 2nd and 7. Alfred backs in the I. Prate in motion. Play action pass. Alford drops back. He's going to lead Terrell in the end zone. A little bit too far, overthrown out of the end zone, incomplete. But Billy, I thought that was excellent execution by Norristown. And the play action didn't really freeze the cornerbacks. They stayed pretty close to Terrell in the secondary.
They did. The Panthers did a nice job on that play, not biting on the fake from Alford. And I think the wind may have played a little bit factor. That ball seemed to hang up in the air a little bit too long, gave the secondary a chance to recover.
What's amazing, Billy, is that ball hung up in the wind, and the wind is blowing in his face. So that shows you how strong the arm is for Alford. All right, here we are, 3rd down and 7. Alford dropping back to pass. He's going to roll out. Good pursuit and an outstanding sack by that number 55.
That's Evan Robinson.
Evan Robinson. He's the co-captain for the Panthers, and boy, did he show great speed there, running down a super quick Jamal Alford.
Yeah, Jamal Alford is he's as quick as they come, and like you said, Tom, you know, just excellent speed by Evan Robinson to sack Alford for a big loss and to bring up a 4th down for Norristown.
4th and about 25. Ricky Prate will be in punt formation. Looks like Ellensworth and Patterson will be deep for the Panthers.
Free punt is away.
Fair catch called.
Fair catch.
Ellensworth, the quarterback, also safety receiver on the punt and kickoff teams, fields the ball at his own 22-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from there for Cheltenham. Well, Bill, how big a stop was that for the Panthers? Norristown came right down the field in their initial drive, got the ball back right away, drove the field again. That was a huge stop, and that could give the Panthers defense a little bit confidence.
That was an enormous stop, just as you said, and you know, 2 scores in the first quarter would have been very detrimental for Cheltenham.
Okay, Ellensworth with the backs in the I formation, off a right tackle. Initial hit survived, and brought down then by number 2, Tyrone Trahern.
Tackled by Tyrone Trehorn.
Number 24, Jesse Patterson, Billy, shows me a lot here early on.
Yeah, we talk about Norristown's quickness and athleticism, but Cheltenham, with number 24, Patterson, you know, showing a little bit of athleticism themselves.
Cheltenham's one of the few teams, Billy, you're right, that can match somewhat closely Norristown's athleticism. Not many teams can. Here's a straight handoff. I can't decipher who the running back was in that case. Probably the fullback, but not much yardage. But they didn't need much for the 1st down, so it's going to be close. We'll see if the officials will call for a measurement here. Yes, it's going to be an official timeout. No, the official did not signal timeout. He signaled 1st down. The clock will stop as they move the chains.
For the 1st down.
Okay, that's a second 1st down for the Panthers, and they're keeping the ball tight. Another handoff to the fullback. That's number 33, fullback Norman Raisin. Big kid.
Well, nice defensive play there by the interior line of Norristown to stop that play for much of a gain.
Yeah, Matt DePiro really was involved in that stop, and again, he got a lot of help. Norristown's defense, they really fly to the ball.
Oh, boy, they sure do.
Okay, 2nd and 8 here for the Panthers. Ellensworth over center, backs in the I. Handoff to number 24 again, and that's Jesse Patterson. Over left side, significant gain. Going to bring up a 3rd down and call it a long 3. Call it a long 3 or a short 4, either way. But again, a big play. Norristown could stop them here. They should get decent field position on the exchange of a punt. On the other hand, Billy, if Cheltenham could convert this 3rd down into a 1st down, it can't hurt their confidence.
No, I think this is a big play for Cheltenham.
Okay, backs in the eye again, as you're probably going to see for the majority of the ball game for the Panthers. Hand off to Patterson. A great stop by Samba. That's a big-time tackle by a big-time player, Billy.
Well, that is a tremendous stop by Lou Samba. He is fueling this Norristown defense right now, and you mentioned them swarming to the football. You know, I'm thinking perhaps we should change the mascot now from the Eagles to perhaps the Killer Bees, the way they are swarming after that football.
That's a good point. Now, Preet's going to be back in single punt formation, which could indicate a rush to block this punt with Norristown with 10 men at the line of scrimmage against punter Kyle Douglas.
Again, the wind to his back.
No rush whatsoever. Line drive kick. It's going to be fielded by Preet.
picked it up on the
He's going to make his reads now, and he cuts back up to the 40-yard line.
Well, Tom, I talked about Tyrone Trahern, the last punt return. What an excellent job he did. And he really started out doing a nice job that play. But number 88, the tackler, just slipped off him at the end and ended up being the man that tripped up Ricky and made the tackle.
Mike Stewart, he's one of the top players for the Panthers defense. One of the few players that plays only on one side of the ball, strictly defense. Of course, the game's young. Okay, single back set for Norristown. Alford over center. In motion. Handoff to Samba straight up, and he's thrown for a 1-yard loss. Number 53 for the defensive team there for Cheltenham, Matt Scranton. And also along with number 89, Andrew D. Carlantonio.
Tom, I'm impressed with this Cheltenham defense. You know, aside from Norristown taking the ball on the initial drive and scoring right away, Cheltenham really has held their own defensively.
They sure have. Again, Norristown on that opening drive shocked Cheltenham, but they may have shocked them back to reality because they've really played the Eagles fairly even since. And that does end the first quarter with the score Norristown 7, Cheltenham nothing.